Hi, welcome to Cosmic Turtles. My name is Tina. And we do have the Cosmic Turtle here. No matter what my look is, this is still the main one. Welcome to a collective reading. We're going to get some cards out. I have the Lightseers Tarot. I also have the Heaven and Hell one. It just says basically the yin-yang. The light side and the dark side. Like in anything you do, anything you choose, it shows the balance. The balance of light and dark. Sorry, something popped up. So I got the Lightseers Tarot here. Let me get all the cards out. Some stay stuck in the box. So welcome everyone, and the new subscribers and the returning subscribers. It's always a pleasure to see you. So let's see what we got for our collective reading. I have a really intense music going. It's setting the perimeters of what energies will come through for this reading. You know, music does that. It can set you. If there's too many distractions, I'm ADHD, of course it's going to do that, right? So many distractions. I'll show you an example. 10 of Wands. This is what came out while I'm, for a split second, distracted, and the cards come out. I'm self-aware, so I'll take it. It starts with 10 of Wands. Heavy, heavy. You've been carrying everybody else's stuff. You've been, whatever people in your life in the past made you feel shame, blame, guilt for, you picked up. You fell for it, so you picked up the responsibility and you put your passion into it and you excelled at it. You actually fixed their problem. All this time they got off scot-free and they kept hurting you. Think about it. If you let go of all those wands and only pick the one that's yours, then they get to have their own karma. They get to get what they tried to put on you that they dismissed as an actual responsibility to take. Okay? Don't mind my contacts. I like having fun. Since I was little, creativity, it's all its forms. I gave up all those other wands. I have all this creativity, so I was able to handle a lot of people's stuff. But what about me? It wasn't a why not me thing. It was more like I'm pure magnetics. I'll amplify. People want to use that for themselves. I'm supposed to find out what I want to do for me and go forward with that and inspire everyone. But what happens is, just like anyone else that has something, people ride your curtails, and what happens is it drains your energy and you can never get to that height you know you should be at. Why are we letting people ride our curtails? We're on the 10 of Wands. We took by shame, blame, or guilt the responsibility of someone else. That's what happened there. You want to see it for what it is? It's a true experience. I'm just explaining it in general terms. Everyone can add the details in their own life on what that is. They can make sense of it themselves. Next, what this did, put you in a hangman position. What's actually mine? You know, after letting go of everybody else's wands that had nothing to do with you in the first place, but you had the energy. Later in life, they drop you because you have health problems or you're not doing it the way you used to, and they have to handle their own shit. So they drop you, make you feel bad for it. Wait now. Gets better. This is down the rabbit hole of a space, a realm, an understanding that a lot of people get, but it was never explained this way. So I explain it this way. I've been there. I don't mind saying it like it is. I learned a lot of words. Why not use them? I'm also creative. Okay, so hangman. You're put upside down. On purpose. Look, there's a divine intervention that happens when you're carrying too much that's not yours. This is a true part. If you allow it, if you let yourself see it. Okay, hangman position, the only one, you can put yourself there, but the only one that can take you out of that is the divine intervention, whether you believe or not. It happens in such a way that anyone that has a story that has to do with getting out of a really bad woe or a really deep something, and you need it to feel normal again, well, there are certain people that can get you out, and usually that's divinely guided. It doesn't have to be your best friend for the rest of your life, but it can be that valuable person at that moment. That's why I say it doesn't matter what you do, what you didn't do, and all that. Every person that a person meets in their life has some type of value. It could be just to tell you don't hang around with that kind of energy again. It still holds value, even though you'll never touch it again, never go there again. You know, people learn their own limits of their own extremes. We went to this extreme, we went to that extreme. How do we balance? We find our middle. When we find our middle, then we can rise. We're just going back and forth, back and forth. It's like someone said, I think it was Cryon, a channel I listened to. Anyway, he said, you guys are a whole bunch of airplanes going up and down the airway, you know, on the ground, just going back and forth. Who's the fastest? Blah, blah, blah. But none of you know you can actually fly. You just haven't figured that internal mechanism yet to do it for yourself. So I'm talking to all of you that you know you have it, you just haven't done anything about it yet. And it wasn't an illusion, and it wasn't an ego trip. You know you have it. It's just so fucking scary you don't want to go there. That's when you know it's real. But I can say that, and other people say, yeah, I'm scared to do that. That's bullshit. You see how it works? There's a sense of it. That those that do know, because they're there, they'll be able to all connect. For that time, that'll be your soul tribe. Everybody has an individual experience. Your soul tribe will transform, will change, will merge with others, or, you know, go in all kinds of ways. Nothing is finite. Our spirit is infinity. Our human experience says there has to be something that is for sure. If it's not for sure, I don't believe it. It's understandable. That sentence comes from going through a lot of bullshit in your past, and you want to know if you're doing it right. See what I mean? Doing it right. That's shame, blame, guilt. Are you doing it right? You know, like, okay, how do you bypass that without jeopardizing your own sense of morality or values or your own integrity? What do you know? And the first thing is not to be in competition with anybody else. The first thing is, what do you know about you? Right? Okay. What do you know about you, and what are you growing? What are you doing about it? 7 of Pentacles. That's when you're growing things, but you're not sure if it's going to bear fruit. You're trying to listen to that part of you, that part of you that's the authentic you, that's the intuition, that's maybe a whisper at first, because everything else is a loudmouth, loopy thought, because you gave it that much power to take you over. That's ego. Your ego is your servant. It's not your master. Who's been watching this ego this whole time? Whenever you discover there's been a part of you that's been watching this other part of you this whole time, not saying a word, but just watching, that is your higher self. That's what you are supposed to merge with and become. Many people that live by the ego, they don't have that ability to see themselves in the third person. It's not your fault. So then, your more basic instincts. If your more basic instincts, trust that. That tells you what to get into and not get into. At least you're learning wisdom. You're having experiences. You can gather knowledge and wisdom from those experiences. You still get there. Okay? Whether it's the intellect that could do math, the linguistic that could say every language, or the one that just put stuff together and it worked, I don't give a crap. You're all just as valuable to the whole experience. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles, waiting for things to grow. See if the expression for this one that I learned, which I liked, was, is the juice worth the squeeze? Will this even bear fruit? Will you get your vitamins? This is Seven of Pentacles. It's the material realm. It's the manifesting realm where you get to actually, at first you thought of it, right? You thought of it. That's the swords realm. It's the fastest one. Then how passionate are you of it? That's the wands. That's the energy of your passion, your desire. So you thought of it. Is it connected with your passions? And then is your heart into it? That's the cups. If all those three actually match up with an idea you're having, if it all comes and you feel the whole thing to the point where you're giving birth and it's something real, that is the Pentacles. It's that painful to go through, but worth it too. Okay, so the laws of manifestation. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, how do you receive? Receiving is that cup. That's your emotions. Are you ready emotionally? What are your thoughts saying? Are they getting in the way of your emotions and it changes it? There's a whole dynamic that happens with tarot and it teaches you. Listen to whoever, but listen to yourself first. If you're listening to something else outside of you, like you're listening to me, see how it feels for yourself in your own experience. It's a lot of material. Okay, you're trying to grow something right and you're wondering if it's worth it. Is your heart into it? Well, your mind is telling you you went through too much pain and you can't have it. That's the ego. Broken heart, Three of Swords. If you want to see the words, Three of Swords. That's a broken heart. Healing a broken heart. If you want this manifestation to happen in a way that's satisfying to you, heal the broken heart. Face that part of you don't want to face. Half the time why shit don't get results because you didn't want to do it. I mean, shame, blame, guilt, right? We're all guilty of it. We don't all feel the same shame about it. The blame, well, we could blame ourselves or say it's everybody else's fault. We could push a lot of that stuff away and be in denial. Then all you have is the power of defeat. So you gotta start walking again. The feet, the 2 feet. You don't have a car no more. You don't have a plane. You're not a plane. It's the analogy keeps going. As deep as you want to the lowest. But even the lowest has its value. When you look at nature, how great are friggin' caterpillars? And then they turn to butterflies. How great are certain scarab bugs that are in water and then go to land. They look like tanks, and then what comes out? It's friggin' dragonfly. And dragonflies has the 4 stages of life before it's an actual dragonfly. You know what they do after that once they're flying? They're eating mosquitoes. So don't think that if you get to such the high heights, you're just going to live it up and say, fuck you to everybody else. That's not true. You're going to end up being that dragonfly. You'll be flying everywhere, but what are you going to do? To even get there, you got to have the heart for it. You got to heal that broken heart, right? You got to heal that. Flash a light there. Once you're that dragonfly, what are you doing? You're eating the mosquitoes so it don't bug people so much. But that's your sense of food. You start feeding on that. You start feeding on the dark and clearing it out. It's weird to say, but it is a reality. It's not everybody's. If anyone needs to know, everyone has a shadow, right? And if in a certain subconscious way you need to know, my dark shadow is a very dark horse, but not the horse of the apocalypse. No, it's not religious like that. It's more fairy tale. It's a black unicorn. That's what was shown to me, and I laughed because I thought I was going to see something scary when I asked to see my own shadow. I wanted to know so I could face it. I wanted to know what I was dealing with when I finally snapped and said, frig this, I know where I want to go, how I want to do it, in a good way. Now, okay, what's my blocker? What's my shadow? I need to see it and see it face to face. Then I saw it was the black unicorn. I said, oh, that kind of makes sense. This is the most magical friggin' being. There's only one of its kind. And the thing is, it's a unicorn after all. But the thing is, it's black because it's the only one that can poison the water if it needs to, if it feels to, if it was wronged. I hadn't dealt with everything that had happened. People thought, oh, she forgives you. You know, she just gets over things. Whatever, give her time. That was all my life of my upbringing. She'll get over it. She'll come back happy-go-lucky. Oh yeah, that built up. And I said, the way I am, I'm not going bitter. What can I do with this? Black Unicorn has the wisdom to know when or how or whatever. Half the time I'm not conscious of it. I stay in my light. That's what the shadow is there for, is to protect you from the worst shadows that could be out there that try to drain you. So I have a protector, and my protector is a shadow. How awesome is that for a fail-safe in life if you're supposed to be a divine being anyway? That's a lot of you out there because I've seen the readings, I've seen the readers, I've seen all of you that are bringing that message. I can name a few. Cosmic Wifey, Brittany. I can name Shayla Pila, and she's got roosters. Riri in the background. She's got animals. I can name a few. Those are my two favorites. I got other ones. Pluto Bean. He's good too. People that actually went through the depths of darkness, and now when they say the wisdom, you can hear it. You can hear it in the advice they're giving. How deep they are, how real they are, how they went through it. It's not just words you just put together because it sounds good. Okay, I'm doing my rant. Sorry. Okay, next, Eight of Swords. That broken heart brings you into a realm where you think, see, that's a mirror. It's a mirror. You think. And it is swords, so it's the mind realm. You think you're stuck. The only thing that's keeping you stuck is your own believing in your past fears. It's your belief in fear that gives that fear power back on you. That's self-sabotage. You're not really stuck. You just don't want to deal with it because it's so intense, but it's your own power. Face yourself. Go ahead. You're something to be admired. If you are afraid of something, you cannot look at it. Okay? That's the truth. If you are amazed by something, you can definitely stare for hours at it, right? So imagine that this fear you're having The real thing in the back of the mind is that you're afraid of your own thoughts, of your own opinion, of your own uniqueness, your own power of being, your own purpose. This is deep. Okay, last card. Justice. Look at that, the scales are coming, everything's being seen by the double-edged sword. You get to see you, back, forth, light, dark, and you're staying in the middle and you're accepting yourself. Look at that. Everything balances out. You look at yourself and you have no fear. You're accepting yourself for who you are. So the first thing about healing this heart, whatever experience you went through, the first thing is get to know yourself so you can see how amazing you are. With all the light and the dark, as long as you know how to bring balance to the unbalance you went through, the extremes. Of course I look that way if I'm there. Of course I look that way if I'm there. It only makes sense. If I am here and I keep myself here and I grow from here, then I can bring something to everyone else observing or listening, that it's possible. It brings hope. It brings inspiration. We don't think we're that much, because every one of us had the same thing, the same narrative. You're all alone. There's no hope. Right? Okay. I'm going to put some heaven and hell angel cards here. Angels and Demons, Heaven and Hell Tarot, I think it's called. For it comes out again. It came out on somebody else's reading. It was Pluto Bean. War and Strife. Look at that. War and Strife, like, the energies want you to stay in duality, to always go back and forth to both of your extremes at different times, at different seasons, at different fucking planetary alignment that's coming up, just to have you believe even more. It's a narrative placed on you. The other side is, what's the name? Lahea. It's about obedience. But obedience to what, okay? It's not about taking away your personal power. It's about listening to your higher self. For some people, it's divine self. It's the part of you that knows all of it without restrictions. Why do you think we have a conscious and a subconscious, and there's gatekeepers or filters that are being programmed or implemented, but there's natural gatekeeping happening because of the traumas we went through, that you cannot access your subconscious? That's still possible to get to. Science has made it in a way that you can have certain drugs and LSD and acid and whatever they did in the 80s or 70s as experiments to bypass the conscious, subconscious barrier so they could have access to everything. They thought that's how you could get mind control, but that was one mind at a time. The process of it, though, life tells you in a gradual way. You don't have to force it. All these people that participated had a hard time readjusting after. It can be done in a gradual way, and you can have it in a split second. It depends on your own knowing of yourself and your own willingness after. We're always willing when we don't know, right? Until we get hurt a few times, then we're not so willing. So we block ourselves from growing. But these are the tools we use. If it was done in a natural way, there'd be no problem to figuring out who we are. So this is obedience. It says obedience, but obedience to yourself. You're the one that was in your own shoes that went through that experience. Okay? What we're going to get now, it is what's it called? Wisdom cards, okay? This is the first deck I ever got, like 25, 20 some years ago anyway. And I've done a few reading with these. They're very descriptive. There's not an image really, but except on the surface, there's a condor, there's the sea, the mountains in the backgrounds, the nice little clouds floating around, the book of knowledge, and the white owl on top with sparkles, like it looks like stars. Kind of like to tell you it's from out there. It's cosmic knowledge, or deep as the ocean. And the condor is the bird that flies the highest, bird of prey that flies the highest. It's a southern bird, and it's the only one that goes around the whole world. I've seen one once, and I'm in the northern hemisphere, and I seen it in the summer going by. Has a specific look to it. Okay. What do we have for a wisdom card for our collective? A lot of it sounded like a rant, but it's more like a channeling with the expression that it deserves inside the story that it's showing. It's up to you to decide, right? I'm presence and perspective. I'll do both. Presence. You could pause it to read it. And I'm going to read it now, okay? Just trying not to move it. When you pause it, it's not like fuzzy. Alright. Presence. The past is gone and the future has not yet manifest. However, your thoughts, words, and action in this moment profoundly affect the new stage of your life. Every positive feeling you have now builds these good qualities into the time to come. Wisdom guides you to be alert and conscious, for the current instant is the point of power when you can change your destiny. Right now is what matters. When they say that, they mean it. It's just, we do it one day, we think it's supposed to be all fixed the next. No, it's really a painfully long travel, but I'm Turtle Clan, so I do it for myself. I do a little bit every day. If I take a foot every day, okay, that's just one step every day, right? If I calculate it at the end of the week, which is 7 days, I can fucking do a 7-foot leap. Not in the condition I am. So, at the end of the week, you did 7 feet. Wow, that's a leap. At the end of the month, do the math, okay, for yourself. Wisdom guides you to be alert and conscious, for the current instant is the point of power when you can change your destiny. When you give your total attention to people or situations, your presence has a profound impact and is deeply influential. You got to be interested in where you're going and not just go there out of boredom and not really listen. That's the level of self-discipline that's being asked of you. Affirmation: I am conscious and aware now. You can start over every day. And you did like 2 hours. Next day, you did 3 hours. Next day, you did 4 hours. Look, celebrate the small steps. It becomes a habit. It becomes part of you. It takes a while, but you got to be consistent. Whatever we do, we're always starting over. That's what the sucky part is, because we were trying to get to these heights, and that wasn't the right steps. Okay, for some of us. For some of us, it's given, so when it's taken away, it's such a shock. But when you did all the steps, if it's taken away, you're like, oh, I just go back a step. That's the difference between certain people. You can be spoon-fed all you want. Doesn't mean you'll have know-how later. Okay, and you can have nothing, but you did everything yourself, your own steps. Who do you think is going to get further? Who has the strength and the discipline? And if you blend both, because you recognize the value of hard work, you recognize the value of surrendering and going with the flow, and you have the balance of that, wow, you own the world. Now, those that are trying to tell you they own the world, they just don't give a F about anyone. See the difference? So who do you think is going to hold to the test of time? Next is perspective. This was just one perspective I explained. There's many out there, and that's just one perspective. Don't get me wrong. Okay, perspective. Your response to any situation depends on your perspective. When in a rut, your vision and choices are limited, whereas an eagle's view allows you to survey the bigger picture and reveal many options. Wisdom suggests you consider your current point of view and ask whether the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of your life are congruent. Congruent means they match up. Raise your level of conscious awareness and re-examine everything at a higher level. You will access fresh creativity and new opportunities. Another way forward will reveal itself to you. Affirmation. I look for a higher perspective. If I'm in the forest and I got all these trees around me and I'm a wolf and I'm on the ground, this is how I see life. If I'm an eagle and I'm flying above the valley, I can see the wolf standing there with all those trees, but I'm seeing it from above, a bird's eye view. Okay, and I can see what's around, and okay. That's, in another way, that's a way of saying that the bird's eye view is to actually be able to see yourself in the third person. Do you see yourself while you're being in events or situations around you? Do you see yourself? Do you really hear yourself, or are you just listening to answer back to have a point to win? That's not winning. That's winning a battle, but not winning the war. You won't make it. You know, there's stuff that we learn that are like instant gratification. They don't last long. It's like a sugar buzz. Your sugar will crash. This is an analogy, but I'm just saying, like, I could compare it to things that are real. And if you look back and have the experience yourself, you'll be like, yeah, I can see how you connect it that way. And if you say it's all bullshit, that's because you never lived it, so you cannot give me any advice anyway. I'm here to give, to help. You don't want it, keep scrolling, keep going. You feel it has some value, you're allowed to keep it. It's out in the ethers for anyone to have. It was freely given. Respect is freely given. Trust is earned. Alright? Alright, everyone, this is Tina from House of Big Turtle. It's been a while since I had this kind of reading. Thank you for all of your views, your support, all the new subscribers, thank you, and the old ones returning, thank you. This is a new one. We're going to have different readings now. Alright, this is Tina, and we're going to let you go. Have a good night. Thank you.